In this lesson, you will place host-based sprinklers in a ceiling plan view hosted to the linked architectural ceiling family. You will use the sprinkler schedule that you created in a previous lesson as a design guide for sprinkler placement. As you place the sprinklers, you will learn various methods to quickly and precisely place sprinklers into the ceiling plan. Click the menu browser and select Open. And from the Training Files Imperial Fire Protection Systems folder, open the file RME FP Design 01. Let's place host-based sprinklers. In the project browser, under Design FP Design, under Ceiling Plans, open the view Level 2 FP Ceiling. Zoom in to the lower right corner of the building, and then open the sprinkler schedule view. Then tile the windows and arrange them so that they are tiled horizontally. When finished, make the ceiling plan active, and from the Home tab on the Plumbing and Piping panel, click Sprinkler. Note the current type, and from the Placement panel, click Place on Face. Then place 3 sprinklers at the approximate centers of the ceiling tiles as shown. Then press Escape twice. Then, while holding Control, select the sprinklers you've just placed, and from the Modify panel, click Copy, and on the Options bar, select Multiple. Then, click the upper left corner near the Copy selection, as shown, to indicate the copy start point, and select the points in the 2 spaces to the left, as shown. Then press Escape, and next we'll place non-hosted sprinklers. Close the ceiling plan view. Then in the project browser, under Design FP Designs Floor Plans, open the view Level 2 Fire Protection Plan Design. Then tile the windows horizontally and zoom in to the lower right wing of the building. Then from the Plumbing and Piping panel, click Sprinkler, and from the Element panel, click the Change Element Type drop-down, and from under Sprinkler Upright, select 1/2 inch upright. Place the sprinkler at the beginning of the corridor as shown, and click Modify. Then right-click the sprinkler and select Element Properties. In the Instance Properties dialog, change the offset to 10 feet 6 inches and click OK. Then, with the sprinkler still selected, from the Modify panel, click Array. Then on the Options bar, clear Group and Associate, and for number, type 11. Then click the center of the existing sprinkler as the start point, and move your cursor to the right and enter 14 feet 6 inches. Then press Escape. Close the file without saving it, as the next lesson will provide its own training file, and that concludes this lesson. In this lesson, you will create a wet sprinkler system and add piping to connect the sprinklers that you placed. Click the menu Browser and select Open, and from the Training Files Imperial Fire Protection Systems folder. Open the file RME FP Design 02. Zoom in to the wing at the lower right of the building. Then, in the System browser, right-click the title and select View Piping, and under the Unassigned folder, expand Default Fire Protection Wet 1 System and view the Level 2 sprinklers that you placed in the building. Let's connect the sprinklers with the system. In the drawing area, select the sprinklers as shown, and from the Create Systems panel, click Fire Protection Wet. After you do, notice that in the System browser, all the selected sprinklers have now been moved from the default Fire Protection Wet folder to a new System folder named Fire Protection Wet within the Piping Systems folder. Next, we'll create the initial layout. Right-click Fire Protection Wet 1 and click Select. Then, click the Piping Systems tab, and from the System Tools panel, click Edit System. On the options bar, for System Name, enter FP Wet Zone 2. Then click Finish Editing System. Then select one of the sprinklers in the system, and from the Layout panel, click Generate Layout. Then click Place Base, and click in the upper right corner of the stairwell to place the base component as shown. The base component provides a source for the fire protection system. On the options bar, for diameter, select 2 inches, and for offset, enter -12 feet. Then click Solutions and use the arrow keys to view all the solutions and select Solution 5. Next, we'll modify this layout. Click Modify and select the horizontal layout path connecting to the base point, and drag the parallel control up to a point between the office and corridor walls and the corridor sprinklers as shown. Click Finish Layout and the pipe run geometry will be created. Let's view the system in 3D. In the project browser, under FP Design 3D Views, double-click the view 3D Fire Protection. Zoom in to the area with the sprinkler system, and if necessary, click the View tab, and from the Graphics panel, click Thin Lines. Then close the file without saving it, as the next lesson will provide its own training file, and that concludes this lesson. In this lesson, you will complete the wet system by adding the remaining sprinklers to the FP Wet Zone 2 system using the Layout Path tool, the Connect Into tool, and various manual pipe creation tools. Click the menu browser and select Open, and from the Training Files Imperial Fire Protection Systems folder, open the file RME FP Design 03. Zoom in and select the elbow fitting as shown. Click the left plus sign to upgrade it to a T. Select any sprinkler that is part of the FP Wet Zone 2 system, and from the Piping Systems tab, click Edit System. In the options bar, notice the number of elements, and then with the Add to System tool active, draw a selection window to select the sprinklers in the corridor as shown. Don't include the last 3 sprinklers. Then click Finish Editing System. Then select the sprinkler in the corridor, and from the Layout panel, click Generate Layout. And on the options bar, for solution type, verify that network is selected and select Solution 5. Click Finish Layout. Next, we'll add the remaining sprinklers to the system. Select the sprinkler that is part of the system, and from the Piping Systems tab, select Edit System, and select the remaining 3 sprinklers, and click Finish Editing System. Next, we'll connect the sprinklers with pipe. Close the system browser, and open the View 3D Fire Protection. Then, tile the windows, and adjust the views in each window. And in the piping plan, select the leftmost unconnected sprinkler. Then, from the Layout panel, click Connect to, and select the horizontal segment of the main piping as shown. View the results in 3D, and notice that horizontal and vertical segments of pipe were added. Back in the piping plan, select the next unconnected sprinkler, and right-click, and click Draw Pipe. From the Element panel, click the Change Element Type drop-down, and select Fire Protection Wet. And on the options bar, for Offset, type 9 feet. And in the drawing area, click the intersection with the horizontal main pipe, and press Escape. Then, using the same method, draw pipe from the last unconnected sprinkler to the main pipe. When finished, to verify the connectivity, close the 3D view, and in the plan view, zoom so you can see the entire wing with the fire protection system, and highlight a section of the pipe and press Tab twice to highlight the entire system. Then click to select it, and know that because the whole system highlights, it's a visual indication that all components are connected correctly. Close the file without saving it, as the next lesson will provide its own training file, and that concludes this lesson. In this lesson, you will create a section view that you will use to work with vertical piping. You will also place a hose reel cabinet in the building and connect it to the supply standpipe. Click the menu browser and select Open. And from the Training Files Imperial Fire Protection System, open the file RME FP Design 04. Let's create a section view. Zoom in to the offices in the lower right corner, and from the View tab, on the Create panel, click Section. On the options bar, for Scale, select 1/4 inch equals a foot, and draw the section as shown. Then press Escape and double-click on the section head to open the section view. Then in the section view, right-click and select View Properties, and in the Instance Properties dialog, under Graphics, for Subdiscipline, select FP Design, and for View Classification, select Design, and under Identity Data, for View Name, type FP Section Stair. Then for Default View Template, select MEP Section and click OK. Then in the Project browser, under FP Design, expand Sections, and right-click FP Section Stair and click Apply Default View Template. Then zoom to the top near the horizontal pipe, and if necessary, drag the top section boundary line up and select the elbow fitting, and then click the top plus grip to upgrade the elbow fitting to a T. Then select the T fitting, and then right-click the top connector and click Draw Pipe. Then press the space bar, and from the element panel, click the Change Element Type drop-down and select Fire Protection Wet, and move your cursor up and type 7 feet. Then click Modify and open the view Fire Protection Plan Design for Level 2. Next, we'll add mechanical equipment. Click the Home tab, and from the Mechanical panel, click Mechanical Equipment. Note the current type and place the cabinet on the wall as shown. Then click Modify. Then in the section view, zoom to the hose reel cabinet. If necessary, on the View tab, click Thin Lines. Then select the cabinet and right-click the connector on the left and click Draw Pipe. From the Element panel, click the Change Element Type drop-down and select Fire Protection Wet. And on the options bar, for diameter, select 2 inches and connect to the vertical pipe and click Modify. Then close the section view, and next we'll add a valve. Click the Home tab, and from the Plumbing and Piping panel, click Pipe Accessory. In the Revit dialog, click Yes to load a family, and from the Training Files Imperial Fire Protection Systems folder, double-click Gate Valve 2 to 12 inch, and then select the midpoint of the pipe that extends from the cabinet as shown, and click Modify. And then open the 3D Fire Protection view and zoom into the cabinet to see the valve in 3D. If necessary, use the View Cube to orient the view. Then close the file without saving it, as the next lesson will provide its own training file, and that concludes this lesson. In this lesson, you'll modify the diameter of the pipes so that the pipes are a better fit with the design specifications. Click the menu browser and select Open, and from the Training Files Imperial Fire Protection Systems folder, open the file RME FP Design 05. Then open the view 3D Fire Protection and tile the views and arrange them so that they are tiled horizontally. Adjust the view in both windows to view the entire fire protection pipe run as shown. It's important to recognize the distinction between sizing and manually changing the diameter, height, or width. Changing the diameter, width, or height of pipe on the options bar is not considered sizing in Revit MEP. Sizing is performed using the sizing tool in the sizing dialog to size the pipe based on a series of parameters and calculations. The calculated size of a pipe is the result of the sizing tool and not the result of a manual change of diameter, width, or height. Let's modify the diameter of the fire protection pipe run. In the plan view, draw a selection box around the piping until just past the section line. Do not include the supply pipe or hose reel cabinet. Then click Filter. In the Filter dialog, click Check None and select Pipe Fittings and Pipes and click OK. Then on the options bar for diameter, select 1 inch. Then press Escape. Next, we'll tag the pipes. Zoom in to the right half of the wing, and if necessary, from the View tab, Graphics panel, click Thin Lines. Then click the Annotate tab, and from the Tag panel, click Tag by Category. Then select the segment of pipe in the corridor, and in the Revit dialog, click Yes to load a tag. From the Training Files, Imperial Fire Protection Systems folder, double-click Pipe Size tag, and on the options bar, clear Leader, and place the tags as shown. Press Escape, and next we will modify the diameter of the main. In the 3D view, select the linked architectural file, and on the View control bar, click Temporary Hide Isolate and click Hide Category. Select the vertical pipe below the hose cabinet as shown, and then place the cursor over the section of main pipe feeding the last sprinkler and press Tab. When the pipe between the vertical pipe and the last segment highlights, click to select the main piping between these points. Then on the options bar for diameter, select 4 inches and press Escape. Click in the floor plan view and close the 3D view and maximize the floor plan view. Next, we'll modify the diameter of branch pipes. Select the top segment of branch pipe as shown, and on the options bar for diameter, select 1 1/4. The number of sprinklers serviced by a branch determines the pipe size used for that branch. Using the same method, change the diameter of the other top segments to 1 1/4. And when finished, clear the selection and close the file without saving it, as the next lesson will provide its own training file, and that concludes this lesson.